We've been talking about this Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance for a very long time, and it finally happened at the Super Bowl this past weekend. And it was a really great performance with also a lot of shots at Drake, which we were expecting, which we were talking about, which we even feared being censored. So today we're going to be talking about all of that, so let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So we had the Kendrick Lamar Apple Music halftime show performance. It was great, all in all. I mean, there is some criticism. People are talking about the audio not being as good, at least for the recording that we get afterwards. They're talking about Kendrick being out of breath, him trying to, kind of catch on to the entire performance because he can't really keep up with it, but in the end, he managed to do it. And they are also complaining about the songs that were being picked only being very short, which is usual for a Super Bowl performance, but obviously when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, sometimes it is necessary to hear more context to the song. I don't think that criticism outweighs the positives that we got on here because, as I just said, none of the rumors came true. Neither was he, as we were talking about a lot, back in the past, replaced by Lil Wayne. Neither was he censored when it came to the Drake disses because those were pretty explicit and pretty harsh, and that's actually what we're going to be talking about in a second. We also had a cameo from Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam, so the government, basically. And we did have a short passage of Euphoria being played, but obviously the most exciting part was Not Like Us. And Not Like Us was hinted at multiple times over the course of the performance, even at one point before he played Luther, even kind of having 1 second of the beat play and then being like, okay, I'm not going to play it. This is not what the people are going to hear. And at that point, I thought, okay, he's kind of teasing at it, but he knows that he would have, do too much damage. There would be too much controversy if he actually decides to play this. And then right before the last song, Not Like Us was the second to last song before TV Off, we do have this one clip where Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam is talking to Kendrick about how he's almost there, how he gave the country a great performance, and that he can't mess it up at that point. And that's exactly when Kendrick drops the beat for Not Like Us, and we have a great performance for Not Like Us. We have the entire stadium in New Orleans singing A minor, that part on the song where, Kendrick is accusing Drake of being a pedophile. He also keeps out the word pedophile right before that, but people know what's going on, and that is a big humiliation. To have the entire stadium sing with Kendrick A minor is really humiliating for Drake. I'm sure that he's pretty happy being off somewhere in Australia right now for his Australia I Need a Maxwin tour, and that he doesn't have to be in the country for this. Now, also, right when he says, "Hey Drake," we have this clip of Serena Williams crit walking to the A minor, which, is also pretty tough considering the past that Serena Williams and Drake share. And I think that was just another one of those little hints that Kendrick throws in there, or one of those little shots that does have to hit pretty deep for Drake. Also having SZA on there, whom he was also affiliated with, obviously, in the past. That's a lot, man. That's really a lot for Drake. Now, we also had the amazing moment at the end for TV Off, which was a great closure for the entire performance when Kendrick brought out DJ Mustard. And just considering the rise that Mustard has had over the past couple of years, especially over the last year, it's insane to have a producer that is also that connected to the base of just fans and, co-producers be on the Super Bowl stage. So for Kendrick to bring out Mustard, I think is amazing. And it really just shows that Kendrick is invested in wanting to show love and appreciation to the people, giving credit where credit is due in this case. Also the Mustard thing. I also saw that he got a collaboration coming up that's actually Mustard, which is also pretty funny. So this was a great moment as well. Now, there were a couple of hints here and there. People are talking about different symbolisms over the course of the performance, like the white hoods being used in the back at some point, representing the KKK. We also have the white and red background dancers, maybe a sign of unity or gang violence and gang conflict in Los Angeles. So that could be another depth that you can take this to. We also have the situation that Kendrick was wearing lowercase a as his chain over the entirety of the performance, which people, at some point also thought this would be a reference to A minor because it's a lowercase a. So another diss at Drake, but more likely it is a reference to PG Lang, because we know that PG Lang uses that lowercase a in PG Lang as their merch, also in their logo. That A is always in some sort of special way. And he was also wearing a PG Lang jacket the entire time. So I think that that's the more likely explanation of the chain he was wearing. But all in all, this was a really good Super Bowl performance. And I mean, the fact that Kendrick just went through with this and let none of the things that we were having worries about before the performance really get to him is just amazing to me. And I love to see this. I love to see how Kendrick is just, going through with the plan that he had. And, Drake has to at some point come back. We have his new album dropping this Friday. We have these Some Sexy Songs for You, $$ dropping with P&D this Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14th. So we got to see how he responds to this, not in terms of actually responding to Kendrick, but in terms of dropping a project that really has some sort of make or break character. Because if this project goes completely under the radar, doesn't sell a lot, then that's not a good sign for Drake, and it would not be a good look for him to respond to Kendrick's big performance at the Super Bowl with a project that doesn't really sell. Now, with this doesn't really sell and not being as popular, some people have pointed out about Kendrick as well, saying that maybe also an older generation didn't enjoy this Super Bowl halftime show performance as much, that they were not in touch with Kendrick and what he was saying. I guess that's just the way it is. I've seen some voices say that the Super Bowl shouldn't have invited Kendrick because he just doesn't have a fan base that is demographically as wide as some other artists. But at some point, you have to make sort of a step into a newer generation of artists, and you can't just invite, the same people or the same big stars over and over again. Who would you thought to see? Taylor Swift? Rihanna? Beyonce? I mean, there's not really that many big artists that everybody knows. So I think it was the right choice to pick Kendrick, especially for hip-hop. I mean, that's the perspective that we're looking at it from. This was a really big thing for hip-hop. It was the first time a solo hip-hop performer was performing at the Super Bowl halftime show, and in this great of a manner. So shout outs to Kendrick, man. That was really enjoyable to watch. But I do want to know what y'all think about this. This was maybe a little bit ranting here, but this was just my thoughts on this, and I've seen some people say some stuff online that I wanted to give my thoughts on this as well. But let me know what you think about this. Did you enjoy the halftime show performance? How far would you take the symbolism over the course of the entire thing? And how do you think Drake's next album, dropping this Friday, will respond to this? All your thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.